How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So I just want to do a quick little video to kind of have a little announcement. After I did that VeVe video on the NFTs, I got a lot of pushback. And I honestly didn't, I was like, it was a filler video for me. Like, I talked about NFTs a long, long time ago, but a lot of people wanted to know specifically about VeVe NFTs and Marvel Comics and stuff like that. And people have always asked me in the comments, and I put it on my little list of things to talk about. I'm like, okay, I'll talk about it. I personally, just being straightforward, when I first looked into it like 6 months ago, when I first found out about it, I didn't really take it that serious. And then so when I was doing my research again, I still don't take it serious. I'm just being completely honest. One thing I will apologize for, which is my bad, is I called it VeVe instead of VeVe, which I knew it was VeVe, and even in my video, I called it VeVe and then changed it back to VeVe. There's two reasons for that. Number one was I remember some music thing on YouTube, which was spelt the same, and I thought they called that VeVe, and I thought that name sounded cooler, to be honest, because VeVe reminds me of Mimi, and Mimi reminds me of that girl from the Drew Carey show, and I just thought it was a bad name. And so I will apologize for that, because I kind of did that basically making fun of the thing and not even really thinking that people even cared about this. But then I got a lot of pushback from people, and I realized, oh, wow, there's a big community of these people that really like this stuff. So I will apologize for that. It was kind of more my ignorance mixed with me kind of making fun of it. And so that's why I kept on calling it that. I still think it's a better name, VeVe, than VeVe. It sounds, I don't know, it sounds weak. But anyways, you guys were actually very helpful, some of you, in the comments in educating me more on certain things that I wasn't aware of and your concerns. So I actually, because of you guys out there, the people that watched my video, it was weird. It wasn't my normal people that watch my comic stuff. It was a whole different new community of people that either just found me for the first time or were always subscribed but never actually mentioned anything, because I remember different people's avatars and different people's names. So I was like, okay, who are all these people? They all have like Bitcoin in their little handle and something like that. And I'm like, who? Like, this is weird. This is not my normal comic people, which I welcome anyone as long as I can help educate them and things like that. So a couple of people were actually very helpful, and they actually personally reached out to me, and they're like, look, this, and this, you should really talk to this person. And I'm like, look, okay, I'm going to talk to, let me get his name right, but I already set up a meeting with, I believe his name is Comics and Crypto Podcast. He has a YouTube channel, and I'm assuming a podcast, and he talks about VeVe and NFTs and crypto and comics and all that kind of stuff. So reached out, we connected. We're going to have a talk. I said I want to do it on video so I can address my concerns, and in real time you can give me a response so we can have a dialogue about this. I can educate him on comic books and other things. He can educate me on VeVe and all that kind of stuff. And you know, like when I look into this, like the way I see it is completely different than the way the community sees it. I'm looking at it at not just people, an old timer, right? That's what people say. But I'm looking at it as like a business. To me, it looks like, because when you sell this, you know, this comic book here, right? This old comic book, I'll grab a Marvel one. Sell an old Marvel comic book. If I sell it to someone out there, Marvel makes $0 from that. The only time Marvel makes money is when they print a comic, or DC or whoever, they print a comic and then it goes to the comic shop or it goes to direct to consumer or whatever. And that's it. After that, they don't make any more money off that. So I look at it as a corporate cash grab of Marvel saying, we have all these old comic books that people are trading nonstop. How can we make money from our old stuff? Well, we can put a 6% royalty every time it trades an NFT. And then on top of that, we can release these things and then we'll make a bunch of money. So I look at it like that. Also, another big red flag for me is these people that are buying these. I don't know if you know this, but it's like a video game. If you ever played a mobile game, you actually spend real money to buy gems. And then with the gems, you buy these NFTs. But then you cannot trade your gems for real dollars afterwards. So if I buy an NFT of this for 100 gems and then I sell it to someone else for 200 gems, I cannot trade that 200 gems for actual physical dollars. And everything I looked up, it's always right around the corner. There's an old post about a year ago where it says, oh, it's coming out next month. Official word. It never did. I believe one day it will, but the problem is the way they're gonna charge a ridiculous amount of fees. I saw a recent post saying that basically they break down the fees. It's going to be up 15% to get money. So if if something's $100, it's going to cost you 15% in fees to get your money. And I don't think they're going to actually give you cash. I think what they're going to do is they're going to give you a cryptocurrency, but not one of the popular ones like Bitcoin or Ethereum that's easily traded. They're going to give you like an altcoin. And I'm into crypto, but I always stick with the big dogs. I have Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've been in Bitcoin. I thought it was 2019, but COVID, the 2 years, like maybe blank. It's actually 2017. I got in at about 4,000 a coin. Now I have much more. But they'll give you some altcoin, basically a not very popular cryptocurrency. And then you'll have to go to something like Binance and trade it on there so you can get like a legit coin, and that's going to cost fees. Then from Binance, you can get like, Bitcoin, and then you can trade it to, Coinbase, which then you could deposit and turn into real dollars. There's other ones other than those two I mentioned, but you have to go to like basically like the shady version. It's not the shady version. It's just one that isn't, regulated by the government and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of steps you have to go through, and each company takes fees. All these fees are going to be gone. So I see that as a big red flag to me. And so what I'm asking here, I'm not going to rant and rave, and I have a million other questions that I want answered that is hard to find information, and I don't know everything, but I do know what NFTs are, and I believe they are in our future, just not how. So people think I'm against NFTs. No, I'm against VeVe. That's what I'm against. So I'm not going to be able to convince someone that is gung-ho about VeVe, right? There's nothing I can say that will change their mind. I'm not going to convince someone who's anti-VeVe to jump on the VeVe bandwagon and give it a shot. I'm not. But there's going to be a small group of people that are in the middle, and that's who I'm speaking to. The people in the middle that don't know, they don't have the information. They look to me because they trust my opinion. I'm giving my honest opinion, even if people think it's the wrong one. But I will do a disservice if I don't show both sides of the coin. So you'll see my side as I'm talking to the other guy who's going to try to educate me on his side. And so this is for the people in the middle. The people are unsure. And I don't have a crystal ball. I've been wrong many, many times before, and I could be wrong about this. I'm not the one who tells people what they can and can't collect and what is valuable and not valuable, right? That is only for you and other people around you to decide. So I'm asking the people in the middle that don't know, what questions do you want me to ask this guy? Things that you're concerned about, because I can only ask from my point of view what I'm concerned about. Like I said, you can't get actual dollars out of this. So you're just playing with fake money that's in their world. Also, another question is, what happens if VeVe goes under and all the database gets scrapped and no other company buys the database, because you need the actual code and database. It has to live somewhere, all these things, and that goes belly under. What happens to your stuff? Like all these NFTs, do they simply just go away? Is there somewhere else that they live? And what if they can't live on that other place? Also, if it's all about the metaverse, what happens when Facebook has a metaverse and then they decide to do their own comics as well, and they strike a deal with Marvel, they strike a deal with DC or whoever? Also, a lot of things that people got wrong is like, I wanted the digital form. You can go to Comixology and you can get any comic book you want and buy it and put it on your little comic digital shelf for $1.99 a comic book. So if you want to read any comic, it's on Comixology, which is on Amazon. It's an Amazon company. Been around since 2007. Also, Marvel.com, $9.99, unlimited. You can read every comic book they have. So it's not about the digital thing with this VeVe. It's about the NFT thing where it has a thing. So let me ask you out there, put in the comments below. If you're going to troll, go ahead, troll. I'll just ignore you. But if you have an honest question and you don't know, and because I can only speak from my perspective, put it in the comments below. I will ask this guy on the podcast because he's going to be much more knowledgeable than me. And then I can pick brain and I can ask these questions that you have concerns about too before you start spending money on it and want to know the future. So I hope I get some legitimate questions from you guys. That's what I want to do. I have legitimate questions too. I'm going to go in there with an open mind and, try my best to, facilitate this and kind of see, like, I have legit questions and I want them answered. And if he doesn't have the answer, that's fine. He doesn't work for VeVe. But he's more knowledgeable than me. And yeah, I'm hoping that, out of this, he can learn something, I can learn something, and you can learn something. And that's the whole point of this channel. So let me know. Have a great day.